Hi everybody, this is Mr. Pauler. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use Google Sheets to calculate an average, standard deviation, and to create a bar graph. Okay, let's get started. The first step is we want to create a new Sheets file. So I'll go ahead and do that here. Earlier I typed up the data, so I'm going to go ahead and copy paste that over. This is from my earlier video covering the scientific method. I'll go ahead and add a link to that in the video. I'm going to copy this. I want to put it also down here. I'll be using that a little bit later in my steps. So first let's talk about how we calculate an average. So here and here, I would like to calculate the average for the two different trials in the experiment, here. So I'll click in the cell right here where I want the average to appear. And then under the sigma symbol, which is the statistical functions, I'll choose average. And then I want to click, drag, and highlight all of the data in that column. That will allow me to calculate the average value. Now I'd like to change the number of digits that I'm displaying after the decimal so that I only have one number after the decimal. I can do that by pushing this button here. If I do too many, I can use this button here to add back on. I'll go ahead and do the same thing here to calculate the average for the other trial. Highlight the data, highlight all of it, enter, and I'll change the number of digits. So we're going to one place after the decimal. Next, let's talk about calculating a standard deviation. So I'll go ahead and drop that here. Just resize that column. Again, I want to click in the cell where I want that value to appear. Go back to the statistical functions, and then I need to go to all, and I'm going to have to scroll all the way down to standard deviation. Because this is a sample that I'm looking at, I need to choose standard deviation A, which I see is right here, standard STDEVA. So after I've highlighted that, you can see it showing up here as my function. Click, drag to highlight all of my data points for that trial. Renumber. And I'm going to do the same thing here. All, and you can see now it's going to begin where I left off. Makes it easier the second time. Click to drag, enter. There's my standard deviation value. Bring it down to one number after the decimal. Now that we've calculated the average and the standard deviation, I want to use those in order to create my graph. So I will go ahead and highlight this. I want to highlight the average values plus these, which are going to give me the legend that I want in my graph. So I'll go to Insert, Chart, and right away you can see it's populating and saying that this is a bar graph that we want to use here. That is in fact the correct type of graph that we want to use here. So now we want to go ahead and add in some important information. So if I go to Customize, I can go under Chart and Axis Titles. So under Chart Title, I will put Hypothermia Survival Strategies. And here I can change the font size. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at 20. I can set the color. And I can choose the position. I'm going to go ahead and align this in the middle. Okay. Now, if I go back under Chart and Axis Titles, I can choose my horizontal or vertical axis title. I'll go to vertical axis title next. For vertical axis title, we want change in temperature. Now I want this in degrees Celsius. That's hard to type in here. So earlier I created an untitled document, and I'm going to insert a special character. I'm going to do the degree symbol. So I'm going to select this one here. I've inserted that. And now I can do degree C. I can highlight this, highlight degree C, Control C to copy that. And right here, we'll do Control V to add that into our axis title. And you can see that that's populating right here. Now, under legend, the legend right now is showing up at the top. I actually want to put that at the bottom. So under position, I'm going to change this from auto to bottom. So that'll go ahead and move that for me. The final thing that we want to do to this graph is to go under series, and we are going to choose error bars. Now the default in Google Sheets is to give error bars which are 10%. My other options are none or constant. I want to save this at percent. That's going to allow me to do what I want. But I'd like the error bars to actually be given to me, the size of them, by the standard deviation values. So I'm going to take those values and determine what percent they are of the average for the trial that they're coming from. So I'll take the standard deviation 1.9 and divide that by 5.6. 1.9 divided by 5.6. And we're going to convert this to a percentage. So that works out to be 33.9. We'll round that off to 34%. So for this one right here, I'm going to go under series, error bars, 34%. 34%. Now, this one is going to be still at the default of 10%. This one I want to be based on the standard deviation of 3.4. I'll divide that by 10.9 to find the percent for this one. So 3.4 divided by 10.9. 3.4 divided by 10.9. And converting to a percentage gives me 31%. Got to double click on it again to bring that back. Put the value at 31%. And you can see that it's changed the size of my error bars now. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful.